What is going on, everybody? And in this video, we are talking about where you can find NFTs. Now, if you are not exactly sure what an NFT is, I can do other videos explaining what a non-fungible token is. But in this video, I want to kind of give you some thoughts and ideas, some places where you can go to buy NFTs. We all hear the excitement behind NFTs, and it is a very tight knit community. It's a fantastic opportunity for those people that are trying to look at investments, for those people that are trying to uh, start something new. And I think NFTs is a fantastic place. The technology is just phenomenal. Again, the people surrounded in the groups that I've been involved with, I've talked about the experiences that I've had coming in, and they've been great so far. Over the past couple weeks, months that I've been in NFTs, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And so, what I wanted to do was actually come on and start talking about where exactly you can find NFTs. And I'll go into other videos essentially explaining more about it, not just NFTs, but I'd like to start talking a little bit more about crypto as well. Just the whole landscape, so you get a better understanding and know how to essentially navigate this particular area, not just in NFTs, but like I said, the blockchain all in itself. Primarily focused on NFTs because, again, this is a great space and I do love it. I do love the camaraderie. It is, again, a very great community, again, depending where you're from. Now, one thing to understand here is that they are a bunch of different places you can buy NFTs, right? You have to understand that there's different blockchains. We all are familiar with Bitcoin. Again, there's Ethereum. A lot of us know these particular coins, but also understand that there is Cardano, there's Solana, there's Polkadot, right? There's a lot of different coins and blockchains that are out there, but understand as of right now, some of the biggest marketplace for NFTs is on the Ethereum blockchain, essentially because of the smart contracts and what the contracts provide when you're dealing with things like NFTs, and understand that they allow essentially execution of that transaction a lot faster than other particular avenues, like we'll see the CNFT space, essentially where they have a middleman that holds NFTs as you transition the coin until the other party provides the payment. And so you have this hold, but you have to understand that Ethereum essentially allows you to have that smart contract, and realize that there's more sites that are popping up on the Cardano side as well that are starting to implement smart contracts. And again, you have like Solana that also deals with smart contracts as well. But I'll kind of dive into that a little bit more. So the first one I want to share with you guys that you can buy, and again, very popular. If you know anything about NFTs, you are very well aware of OpenSea. And OpenSea is a phenomenal place, right? A lot of people are aware of OpenSea. But for itself, there's a couple key things when navigating this to understand about OpenSea. And that being is that you definitely need to look for validation, right? You always want to look and make sure all these projects that you're purchasing are validated with a blue check mark, verified, right? These are the things you want to be looking for. Again, these are the top projects. And one thing that I've really noticed to keep in mind is Ethereum in itself, the gas fees, because of NFTs becoming so popular, the gas fees essentially on the Ethereum network are ridiculous, to say the least, because of the fact that there's just so many transactions going on, that it is definitely paying a toll on the Ethereum network. And you're seeing that in the gas prices. So you may pay, a particular project, a particular NFT you may purchase may only be a couple $100, but you realize that in the gas fee is 10 times what you're paying for an NFT. And so again, OpenSea is fantastic. I have nothing against OpenSea. I love OpenSea. It's very good. But also, again, I'll understand that because of the mass popularity that's coming into the space, that's again, there's a mad strain essentially on that blockchain because of the fact that there's so many people going and coming into the space and still being new. So considering that, I think it's only still 1% that are on the that are have anything to do essentially with crypto, but it's growing at a mass number. Because I remember first coming into crypto or the NFT side, that earlier this year, that it wasn't nowhere nearly as bad. Like the gas fees, I thought were astronomical then, but now they're just absolutely ridiculous. And so you have other different marketplaces that have come up on the Cardano side and have come up on the Solana side that allow you to purchase for not paying some ridiculous gas fee. And a lot of projects have actually moved over to Solana because of the crazy gas fees that you do pay in a transaction. So it's like wiring cash, right? Every time you wire cash, you have to pay a fee, and that is amplified on this particular network, on the ETH network, and realize again that it's that transaction is being propagated to all the other different nodes, right? It's not just on one centralized spot. So you have to understand that and understand blockchain a little bit more to understand the transaction process. But nonetheless, I can get into that in another video. But OpenSea is a great place, again, for ETH. And like I said, any project you want to look at, you definitely always want to make sure that it's verified. If it's not verified, you have to understand there is a lot of scams out there. So that's something you have to be mindful of. When you're navigating this area, yes, it's very new. Yes, it's not really regulated. None of it's regulated. So you have to be very careful of that. Communities try to do their best to regulate this stuff and keep some sort of standard, but you definitely want to be verifying projects. Again, blue verification on a lot of these projects. And again, there's always the top 10 that will help you with OpenSea. But again, with OpenSea, I've always found, it's good to find blue chip, right? Because you have to also understand that there's also, not every project will do great. There's, and what I've understood from what I've learned is essentially that every project has essentially some form of roadmap and try and have some understanding of where they want to go with the project. You have to understand a lot of these are driven by the community. So if there's not a strong community, you have to understand that these projects may not last. If you are purely in it for the art, then buy it for the art. If you are in it for utility, then you have to really look and see where the project is headed. It's something that you have to do due diligence about and really look at and understand what an NFT is. And I can even dive even more into that in other videos. But again, it's a great place. Again, you can always go to buy now, see what's new, right? And this will give you a lot of the newer stuff. I myself, I like to look for new and upcoming projects. Even like the mutant punk cities here. I think these are pretty cool. Again, they'll give you the price here. Yes, you may think this is astronomical, but you have to understand you want to definitely go look into this particular project in itself. And also what I've learned, if you want to be part of the NFT community, you do need to be on Twitter. You need to be involved and understand where these projects are going, because they go into Discords. See how active the Discord is, see how active the community is in involvement with these things. And they will definitely help you understand where their vision is, right? Some of them support charities. Some of them have causes, great causes. Some of them give back to the community that supports them. A lot of them have massive benefits in networking, and not only that, but paying dividends in other ways with other NFTs you could possibly get by just holding and understand the value in which it brings. So you're not just paying for a piece of art. Yes, the art matters. If you do care about the art, if you do love the art, you have to understand there's also a lot of utility that does come with that, and which is another phenomenal thing. And I think which holds great value, especially going into the future, because if you look at NFTs, it's supposed to be essentially from the NFT, from the 2D standpoint, into gaming, into the multiverse. And so this is a lot of things that you've been hearing about, a lot of different things that we are going and being directed into. So again, OpenSea is one of them, which is great. Again, Ethereum network. You have to understand this is all Ethereum based. I do believe they are trying to change it to where they are getting, I think they do have some Solana projects down here as well. I haven't really used OpenSea too much. I've been primarily more on um, the Cardano side of NFTs because of the gas fees, because some of these projects, I would love to own some of these pieces and I'll eventually buy some of these pieces, but you have to also understand the gas fees, and some of these are just, again, absolutely phenomenal, astronomical. But that is one of them. And then the next one I have, which is one I deal with on a regular basis, and I own a couple NFTs in the Cardano space, like I said. If I can share this. This particular one, I'm really loving the Cardano space in itself. And this is an easy site. It's not as fancy as your OpenSea, but the CNFT.io is a fantastic spot for Cardano. And then this is the same way, right? You want to look for verified check marks and dive into these projects. Go on Twitter and look at which projects are coming, or look at what upcoming projects have just launched. Right, there's no way of knowing. Again, you can go based off of art. For me, it's both. I like to have arts, and I also like to know what the vision is for the community, and that's something you have to find out on Twitter. But again, you can come on here. Maybe you want one of these piggies, or maybe you want purchase land, right? In the multiverse. So there's a lot of different things here. And then this site is again not as fancy as OpenSea. But you can still go in here, hit marketplace, hit on projects, and maybe you want to look at Space Buds, which I know is a huge blue chip. Space Buds is like the blue chip of CNFTs, and then you can go in here and purchase one of these, right? And realize that the gas fees on the Cardano network are fractions of a penny of what you would pay for ETH. So it's only a matter of time before people start coming more toward the Cardano side as opposed to ETH. People know ETH, people know Bitcoin. They don't know Cardano. They don't know Solana very well. People are starting to know Solana, but a lot of people aren't aware, right? Because Cardano is just starting to get smart contracts in there. So there's other sites that do support support the smart contract because that was just released as well. And let me, so this is a great site. Right? This is where a lot of traffic goes for Cardano. So you have to understand that. And the transactions essentially here when you're buying and selling are a little bit slow, again, because you have to wait for the other party. It's not driven by smart contracts. But being said, there's other ones that actually do have smart contracts, which let me pull this one up. This is actually one I just ran across that has smart contracts. And so being said, this particular one, it's all driven by smart contracts. You go by the project that you're interested in and you just click on it. And then it gives you all the stats. So it kind of gives that vibe of OpenSea, which is nice. And then again, all driven by smart contracts. So you can go in here and click on particular ones, see what it is, purchase these. And these are instantaneous. So as soon as you do click on this one, you're not waiting like you would be on CNFT. You're on here and you just buy, again, whatever you want. And it's instantaneous. You have that particular piece, that NFT in your wallet. Now, wallets is a whole other different thing. You got to have a specific Cardano wallet that supports this. Again, depending on the site. So that is something else I can get into if you guys are interested in that. I just kind of wanted to give you navigate into the different marketplaces in which you should be paying attention to when you're buying these and where you can go, because a lot of times people don't know how to purchase it. They may only have heard of OpenSea, but not heard of Cardano or Solana. And I actually want to bring up the Solana site as well. So those are two for the Cardano, right? Those that's for ADA and Cardano supported NFTs on that. You have to understand every blockchain has its own NFT, essentially sector in the ecosystem of that blockchain. So let me pull up this other one. This other one's a Solana one. I'll be 100% honest. I have not been on the Solana side yet. I know a little bit of it. I actually want to start looking at some projects. This is one I had run across as far as different Solana NFTs. Again, not as fancy. It's kind of like the C NFT, where it's not as fancy, but they do all support smart contracts. I do believe this one actually looks kind of interesting. But as you can see, you can even go on here on the Twitter. And then on here, it kind of gives you the Discord, because you want to go in and check the Discord and see what it's about, how strong the community is. Then go on the site and see what the site's about, see what the roadmap's about. You want to make sure the followers, you can also double check to make sure the followers aren't, that they're actual true people, right? They're not robots on the other side of there. So that's something else you want to definitely keep in mind. But being said, again, the site is very simple, nothing too crazy here. Again, I haven't really navigated this or connected any wallets or anything to this thing. But again, another source to start looking, because I do believe, again, NFTs are a good investment. You have to realize that, again, it's not as liquid, right? You have to remember back, if you're a kid like my age, right? You have to understand that a lot of these things are collectibles. And you have to understand, but these collectibles hold a lot greater value than your baseball cards and your football cards that perhaps if you were my age, you were collecting at one point. So again, this is one of the sites, like I said, I haven't personally dealt with Solana, but it is a project. I've just started really getting into Cardano and start collecting on that side of it. But again, I think NFTs have its place in our future, and I think it's a good investment. Again, it's not financial advice, but it's something that I think all of us need to be start looking at it and not taking it so lightly. Because if you can get ahead of the herd and start coming in here and start looking at these marketplaces, see what you like. Again, Ethereum network, I do love everything on the Ethereum network and the way it's been established. But again, you have to also understand that the fees are so high that it doesn't make it worth it to purchase some of the NFTs on there just because of the high gas fees. But being said, you got again the Cardano atmosphere, and then you also have the Solana atmosphere, and then you have a couple other ones that are generating NFTs in their ecosystem once they get established as well. They're up and coming. So being said, that is pretty much what I got for you guys. I know this video is a little different, but if you did enjoy this video, remember to like it and subscribe, because I want to do more videos like this based around NFTs, based around crypto. It's something I have really thoroughly enjoyed, and I hope you can see the value in these things. I know it's hard to see the value in these things. For me, I didn't understand it, but that's why I'm documenting this. This is why I have Discover Ignite, is to document my journey. And this is where my journey is taking me. And so I want to take you along the ride and start providing you resources on how to do these things and take advantage of this while it is still early. And we're still very early in the infancy stages on a lot of these things, and understand that you want to get in before it starts exploding too much. Because just a couple months ago, I remember getting into this and it's exploded even since then. And I was way ahead of the herd at that point, and I didn't take any action. And then now I'm finding that there's a lot of things that did explode, like your Bored H Yacht Club, which I could have bought for a couple $100s, and looking at them and thought that it was kind of silly, and why, without actually understanding the reasoning behind it. And then to see where it is now, to see how it's exploded, to see where it's going is just astonishing. So, and that this, again, not every project will work. It's one thing you have to understand. You have to do your due diligence, and definitely go with the blue chips that are going to actually do something, right? You can purchase art if that's something you want for the multiverse stuff, and realize that it is yours, and it will be forever yours. There is a transaction that strictly shows, and you have to realize that there's other social platforms that are starting to validate these pictures to prove that it is yours. And so it has the blockchain to be able to do that. So you have to understand that there is a lot of power backing by this stuff. And again, it's still very new. This can still go many different ways. Only be willing to put the money in that you're willing to lose. And realize that that one thing that you're purchasing is something that you really want, and not something that you're just doing it to try to make a quick buck or anything like that. But no, it's an investment, right? If you do like collectibles, if you do like understanding that things in the future will go into the multiverse and stuff like that, that these things will carry over to that and understand where that is going, then this will make a lot more sense to you and realize it's coming a lot faster than you think. Again, so if you've made it this far, I want to do more videos like this, so make sure to give a thumbs up if you do enjoy this. If there's any other marketplaces out there I did not mention on ETH, on Cardano, on Solana, on any other blockchain, leave those down in the comments below. I'd like to hear your viewpoint on it and kind of follow up and see what other places are out there, and perhaps bring them up on the channel and talk about them and explore them and what your experience is on dealing with NFTs. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.